hole in the road. I'm walking off school and I'm off to the city, watching telly all night and I'm not looking pretty. See, I got this job downtown, selling knocked off ladies' watches for £1. For a really dodgy man that I met in a dodgy cafe. You know, he said to me, the girl who sold these yesterday wasn't selling very carefully. Police came along and took her and all my watches away. So if you see some coppers, you grab my stuff and leg it, boy, right away. I'll be in the cafe. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. So it's been a few hours and I haven't sold enough for my bus fare home. Street selling's pretty tough, so I turn on the charm for the lunchtime rush with a smile and a wiggle of my schoolboy touch. So the charm is working in the underground as a crowd of men and women gather round. And the watches they are going, the money is a-flowing. Think I'll touch a little extra, stick it in my pocket, spend you later. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I haven't sold a watch for an hour and I'm dying for a slash. I've had enough of this, so I'm off for a piss. Then a quick walk back round to the cafe. Sitting at his table drinking tea. Looks at me suspiciously. Then with a glance at the watch he says, how did you do? He paid me a couple of quid. Then he said, would you like to come and work another day? I said I'd come back down on Friday. And to that he said okay. So with £2 in my pocket and another £5 in my shoe, I nipped down to Castle Market where a man who looks like Leo Sayer is selling pots with cockles and prawns. You make me feel like dancing. Then off back to dinner on the Wiggers and then home. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. Na 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 na. Na, 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 I'm just a boy, I'll be in the cafe. I'm going to have that put on some t-shirts. You can't fucking see me, can you? Oh, there we go. Let's get rid of that. Yay. And there I am. There you go. Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening. Yeehaw, here we go again. Says Southall. Good evening, mate. Oh, I'm glad you're happy anyway. Listen, this nearly never happened. Oh, can you smell shit?
Yeah.
Have I shit myself again?
Smells like a fucking stink bomb.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've got a
bit of I've had a bit of craps today. Well, just before the show, really. It's some outside though. There must be some outside doors open. Anyway, good evening. Sorry about this. We're talking about shit early doors, and now we're fucking moaning because last week, after show, Dinny and Spanish chicken, wasn't it?
Denny and Spanish Chicken were talking about fucking sewage for ages. It were really good. Really interesting stuff. They were comparing sewage. I think Spanish Chicken's a bit of a... I'm sure it's Spanish Chicken. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might not have been, actually. Now I come to think of it. But they were talking about that. That's all they did. They were talking about sewage and what do they call them? Sewage fucking pits, shitholes. Them holes of shit, but they were talking about them. So sorry about that. Septic tanks. That's it. Yeah, they were talking about septic tanks. Oh, very good on there, no? I dislike this. Oh dear, fucking hell. I was just looking at another thing. Yeah, hey, listen, that's what it were last week. We're doing after show, and you know, Dinny's normally like, well, he is like the fucking deep dark. His soul is like a fucking cesspit of fucking pure evil and hatred and benevolence. Malevolence. God, I nearly give him a degree of credit there. Sorry, I'm just fucking. Oh. These fucking skins are wank. Pure evil. Fuck me. Can Obi, I'm into drains. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Were you? Sorry. You're into drains. Look, it ain't your problem. It's not Denny's problem. It were my problem. I didn't like listening to drain talk for too long. Especially after like 2 hours of talking shit. It stinks pretty much bad in here anyway. It's gone now, isn't it? Now. Who's going to get a stink bomb? How are we going to get a stink bomb in here? Or you mean next door or something? Right, it sounded like a stink bomb. Anyway, I've got. Was Jimmy talking about his polypipe again? There's nothing wrong with drains now. But like I say, I've got an upset tummy, shall we say? So I weren't even going to do it, but I thought I'll just put something together because let me just tell you about Robert, who's going to be doing the health show. It was due to start tomorrow. Well, he can't start tomorrow. They've got some emergency. He's got an emergency. A family, something's going down. Obviously, I didn't want to get too deep into it, but yeah, he's not going to be. He's not available tomorrow, and he's away next week anyway. So he's going to be starting on the 27th. So that will be starting on the 27th. And don't forget, if you've got an idea and you want to do a show or all like that, then just state you's had the shits. Yes, I have had the shit. I've got the shits. I've just found out, man. I've just found out upstairs. It was terrible. That were a bad smell. It might have drifted down. That did smell like something had died up my arse. But I've been off my food the last couple of days. I don't know what it is. I did have a brandy at weekend, so maybe that's fucking done it. But anyway, yeah, I've not got much of an appetite, shall we say? But I've got some dandelion and burdock, and I've got shits. And speaking of shit, I've got Uni as well, who's joining me to help me along. Because I did say I might need a ride along as well. I've sent the thing to Jimmy as well. So Jimmy, if you're there, mate, just jump on whenever you're ready. It's fine. I'm gonna need some help here with this, especially with this COVID-19 new variant that's just turned up here. Good evening to you, Uni. How you doing, mate?
Just same old, just trying to get by. I got myself a new mattress.
You've got yourself a new mattress?
Yep. It's a lot less springy and a lot less lopsided than before.
Oh, right. Have you shit it yet? You shit holder. Sorry, I'm going to say hello to some people that's got it. I've just brought you in, Uni. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Like I said, my stomach's a bit upset this morning. So, Tit and Bub Tabloid says, you've got the Sheridans. Yes. Lion Share said, Jace, you state you've got the shit. Good evening to you, Lion Share, Spanish Chicken, Matt Caddy, as well as Donna. Dennis Carr, Denny is there, Spanish Chicken. Chris Partridge, Ian Frost, good evening. No wrong with drains, he says, Ian. No wrong with drains unless somebody murders you and chops your body up and puts you down one. But apart from that, in fact, that'd keep roof off your remains. Keep rain off your remains anyway. Tit and Bum Tabloid already mentioned. So South, good evening. So South. Conscientious Objector as well. David, good evening, David from Spain. Oh, good evening, David in Spain. Perhaps you could tell us what's it like there. Have you got everything we've got? All the nonsense we're enjoying here. Are you enjoying that? Mick Ramo, good evening to you as well, Mick. Evening, Lion Chef said that. I'm just running up and down. I'll say hello as we go along. And of course, to all the people that are listening, Sean Amer as well. Good evening, Sean. And Tony as well. Non-violent extremist Tony. Good evening to you, mate. What were we going to say? I was going to say that. I was going to say something then. Just going to say something. I can't remember what it is. Total censorship in Spain. Yeah. It's same here, mate. It's same here. Eves again. Yeah, total censorship. What's it like there, Taylor? Over there in the United of America states. He's not. Hunter Biden seems to be popular on Twitter. I noticed last couple of days.
I don't use Twitter, so I wouldn't know about that. But
there's this Hunter Biden stuff. You know that, surely.
Yeah, the laptop, the whole laptop thing, and his connection to China, as well as to the whole the labs, more specifically the labs and all that. Same thing with with Fauci and all and them. But the thing is that in the media over here, it's been mostly just January 6th hearings and all that over and over. We're talking about Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, it's like Donald Trump, trying to overturn the election. They say this exact same thing every single time about freaking, Donald Trump and his violent followers attacked the Capitol and tried to end our democracy. They became a threat to our democracy, and we need to make sure that they're punished for it. They always say the same thing freaking over and over. Oh, yeah, and about the new variant thing. Yeah, I named myself that because, that's been all over the news, too. I don't even know what it's called, and I honestly do not care. All I know is that it sounds incredibly stupid. And when I heard that, I just laughed. I'm just like, really? Is the Ukraine thing not getting you ratings no more?
Yeah, well, it's... I think the Ukraine thing is where our eyes are set to be moved away from next. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Like they moved his eyes away from COVID, and so that they could bring it back a little bit later on. And you go, oh, I remember COVID. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, See, this will be, if there's another wave, it'll be for all the people that have been injured by the treatment that they got prior to having. Prior to the treatment that they will have received it wasn't necessary, shall we say, unnecessary treatment. So that's probably what this one is. This is what the new variant will be. What do you think to that? Do you think it might be something to do with the very sharp things?
I'm going to be honest. I honestly don't know. Because I don't want to be one of those guys who jumps on the bandwagon of, everyone that's been affected, everyone that's been back, that's, got the shot is going to die. And
no, nobody's saying that though, are they? What they're saying is that people that have had it, that some people have had adverse reactions to it. So if you've got, it don't make any sense. But I mean, the people that have had an adverse reaction to it could be the next variant, and like you say, you don't want to be speculating. We're not scientists or doctors or like that. So,
and at the end of the day, all of my my mom, dad, and little brother have all gotten the jab, and they've had pretty much no I haven't seen any adverse reactions from any of them. And so, while I'm not gonna say, oh well, if anyone says that the shot is as bad as wrong, I just want to I'm just saying what I know in my life, what I've seen in my life has been.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's all you really can do. That's all you really know, innit, for sure, is what you see in your life. And in my life, I think there's one person that I know that's directly linked, not directly linked to me, but through my daughter. It's my daughter's granddad. He had the first treatment and then had a stroke, and he's in quite a bad way, but he seems to be getting better. but he's lost a lot of. Apparently, anyway. I mean, I don't see him. But yeah, we can only really fully know what is going on around us, don't we?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people on social media saying that they've got COVID and all that stuff as well. And when you hear someone say, "Oh, you know that they've got COVID," that's like, what are you supposed to say to them? You know?
Well, you don't. You say, "Oh, God, I'm sorry. You get better soon, don't you? Get well soon. I hope you feel better soon." That's all you can say, really. Or you could, just people are just strange, weird. I just had a message from Jimmy. He's just checking his holes for water or something. His tunnels for water. I think he's where he grows his shit. So he's just testing that. He's just checking that, and he'll be with us. It's just in case I have to run off. You know what I mean? So look, there's two of you. I don't want to just run off and leave you sat there, because it'll be like that time. Remember when I fell asleep and you sat watching me fucking sleep? You weirdo. I don't want you watching me having a shat.
I was waiting for you to give. I wanted to see your reaction. I wanted you to be like, "Yo, what the fuck? I fell asleep in the middle of a call."
Were it worth it? Did I react in a way that made your foot laugh?
No, because you didn't. Because you just shut the thing off.
That's what happens when you're. Yeah. That's what happens when you wake up in it and you're like half there and half not. Jimmy's here. Good evening, Jimmy. Jimmy Hagan.
Hey,
how
Jason.
are you, me little tinker Irish friend there, over there in Ireland?
Not too bad. I was just picking up on your conversation there, and it's interesting. It's interesting listening to Uni's take on everything that's going on. So it kind of sounds oblivious to what's going on in the science world. So I just found that curious.
The science world.
Yeah.
I'm oblivious to what's going on in the science world. I mean, it doesn't even. For me, science is just nonsense. It's been turned into nonsense, hasn't it? It's like everything else. It's been turned into nonsense. It's been weaponized. That's what it is. Weaponized science.
Yes. Yeah, but no, science does work actually. So science
of course, science works. Yeah, but real science, not pseudo crap nonsense.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, and like the science is never settled. And they've sort of lulled people into this sort of like idea that like science is settled or something like, and that's not the case, man. Science is never settled. It's always an open debate.
Yeah, of course it is. And that's how it should be. I mean, science should never be closed anyway. It should never be closed. It should always be striving to, do different things. And all it does, it's been weaponized. It's been used as a. I was watching an interesting interview. Oh God, what's his name? Who's that actor? That British actor who and he interviewed this lass. And it reminded me of the mental health show that we did a few years ago with Daisy, who were a surgeon who'd been pushed out of National Health Service and been sacked. And they tried to section her, and also, in fact, they did section her. We managed to get her out. They sectioned her, but he had a very interesting conversation with a young lady who was, interestingly enough, at the Tavistock Institute. Okay, so that's where she was studying psychology at the Tavistock Institute, and she had a bit of a problem because during the course and stuff, they had lectures from people that were talking like Black Lives Matter, things like that, and they were talking critical race theory, and she sort of put her head above parapet and said, look, this has got nothing to do with psychology. It's all indoctrination. It's not evidence based, and I don't know why we're doing it. And they ended up voting her off. So, very very interesting. I can't remember his name. If people can put it in, it's Lawrence. Is it Lawrence Fox or something? Lawrence, I'm sure it's Lawrence something or other. But he's a really well spoken guy. Really intelligent, actually. Well, he seemed intelligent. But then again, so does Stephen Fry.
I just want to say hi to Denny there. Thanks for the welcome. And who was it said? Lion Share, I think, was saying I had to shave. No, it's actually growing a bit since I had to shave last. So I'm working back up to my Grizzly Adams look.
Oh, you need that. Evening Kojak says Roger my arse. This is on Facebook. I've got Roger my ass. I don't know what Roger my ass is doing watching.
Evening Kojak.
Oh dear. Beer is a great thing to have. What do you think? Okay, beer is a great thing to have. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Good evening, anyway, Roger. What's been going off then, Jim? What's going on around the world? Are we?
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to Hunter for a sec. Can we mention Hunter's
let's go to Hunter Biden. Yeah, you
Can we-
need to talk about Hunter. I've just got to nip off for a second. Just stick a cork in it, but I'll be listening.
So yeah. Well, come here, Uni. While we're on the topic of Brandon's baby boy, right? Did you see him weighing his crack up and arguing with the whore about the weight of his crack cocaine?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
What a goddamn degenerate you have! Like for a son for the man who's in charge of the helm over there in the USA. What a degenerate! So I guess you didn't also see that picture, and I swear, do you know what? And I'm not going to show the picture here now, right? There's no way I'm going to show the picture that I seen about 2 hours ago on my feed in Telegram. And about 2 days ago, pictures started circulating with a picture of Hunter laying on his back, okay? And he had what appeared to be 5 or 6 young girls all around him, like, and one of the girls, he was laying with his head on her knees while she was stroking his head. Now, I actually got the unedited picture of that on my feed there about 2 hours ago, and these little girls, they're little girls, man. They're about 10, 11 years old, and I swear to God, holy fuck, man! This is what we're dealing with, man. This is the degenerate. The degeneracy.
I think I saw it. I think I saw it because it took me back because I had to sort of look twice, because I thought, fucking hell. And because weren't there about 4 who were laid there, and there were about four of them running about, sat round him, weren't there? 4 of these young lasses.
They were all sat around him, yeah, and they were on top of him, and they had their feet on him, and one girl was actually sort of like embraced his head. She looked like she was stroking his head. They're children, man. They're fucking 12 years old. 10 maybe, for fuck's sake, lad. And and I was thinking about it, and it says, who the fuck is taking that picture?
Yeah.
That's not making fucking sense to me. Like, is this one of the things that they have to do to show that they're on with the program? Is that they have to be pictured in compromising situations like this, so that they have this over their fucking heads for use at a later stage if they don't fucking toe the line? Holy fuck, man. Who took that picture?
Well, someone's took it, haven't they? Someone else is there, and it is. I mean, if somebody said to me, take a picture of this, for a start, I'd have to take my fucking foot out of his face. And I'd use my fucking metal one and all, and I'd take the cunt off, and I'd get a good swing round with the cunt because...
Yeah.
But there's got to have been somebody else. There's some organisation to it, and it's organised. This is what happens. They are very good at organising. We're not good at organising because we fucking fall out over too much stuff. Whereas the stuff that they fall out over, they sort out amongst themselves, and they just someone gets, perhaps might get fucking sent down or what have you, or have to die, have to have the character retired. So it's fucking horrendous that these cunts are in charge as well. Somehow these fucking parasites have took charge of us. And I was thinking about it today, actually. I was thinking about people's relationship with the government. And it's almost like it is. It's exactly the same as an abusive personal relationship. If you're in a relationship and it's abusive and someone's because this is what they do. They gaslight you. They'll make you feel guilty for things that aren't your fault. I mean, fucking hell, that's government all over, isn't it? It's all that fucking sort of shit, and we're fucking stuck with the cunt. And now they're making people reliant upon them. So they're fucking bumming price up on everything and then handing people little bits of money. Then people are dependent on them. That's what an abusive partner does. Someone who's abusing somebody else will control them, will want to control them. This is what we're in. We need to see that we're in an abusive relationship, and we want to do what we'd say if we saw somebody in an abusive relationship. We'd say, get the fuck out, wouldn't we? And
You
but
would, you know.
what we don't realise is it's different. This is how difficult it is for somebody who's in an abusive relationship to get out there. To get out of it, and this is
Hi.
what we're in with government.
Hi, Nan. And
Yeah, good evening, Nin.
you're 100% correct, Jay. We have a bunch of bloody narcissists at the helm, and they have no other choice but to be bloody narcissists, because if they're not narcissists, all their porno will get released like hundreds. Like what's happened with Hunter there over the weekend there is that it wasn't that this was data that was sort of hacked from his computer. This data is not hacked at all. What's happened is somebody's got his bloody password for his iCloud. So this is all stuff that's been sort of like synchronized online in his cloud. You know, it's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts, man. Just words can't describe like how nuts this is to me. Like, you know, that somebody would be keeping this shit on the fucking cloud. Fucking hell, man.
Why is nothing done? These degenerates, because the people that should be doing something are degenerates as well. That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem
you
we've
know
got.
what? They might not be actually. The ones that are doing it could be quite normal people, but they're like in the game of politics and the big game that's going on in the world. Like, you know, they mightn't be. They might be partial to preying on people's weaknesses so that they can gain favor in the halls of power. You know, but at the same time, they might be totally clean themselves, but they don't mind compromising other people. And this is clearly what's going on. Like, this is not like just one or two fucking nobodies who are compromising all these world leaders. These are sort of well-placed people. Like this. You're talking about defense, the Department of Defense in various different countries, from China to America to Israel. I think it's safe we can talk about Israel as long as we don't mention the JOZ, you know, like, because we don't have to go near the JOZ, you know, because it's not them, you know. And I think
No.
Uni does make this mistake over and over and over again, blaming the JOZ, you know, and it's not them.
That's
you know?
not unique to Uni, though, is it?
No,
Unique,
absolutely not.
People do make that mistake. A lot of people do make that mistake. But it's so. I mean, this is not a.
It's the way it's
not
propagandized in a way, really. You know, it's propagandized. Like the JOZ do it to themselves, like, you know, because, and you know, it's absolutely a small minority within that community, like, and best give Uni a chance to retort, because
Come on, Uni.
I don't really got nothing to say.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, mate.
That's unusual, because normally he has something to say about the topic, you know. So
Sheeple are real. The masses couldn't give a shit, says Roger my ass. I remember Roger my ass from ages and ages and ages ago, but I've not seen him for a while. I've not seen that name for a while. So there you go, Roger, good old Roger my ass. God, it takes ages. This chuffing computer takes ages. Don't mention the 4x2s. 4x2s, yeah. Don't mention the 4x2s. But yeah, like you say, it's Israel. It's not Jewish people. It's Israel. It's like everything else.
Yeah, and the word I'm getting is that the majority of the highly placed people in Israel are actually of Russian extraction. You know, so it makes me wonder about what's really going on the world chessboard. You know.
All right, I've got a question. Let me just. I've got a question. I want to ask you now. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to just. What do you think should be done in this situation? Okay, we've got an athlete over here in the UK called Mo Farah, and he won Olympic gold in 10,000 meters twice. I think in Beijing and in London, and he might have won some other stuff as well. But he's essentially his story was he was he came over here from Senegal with his parents and grew up, and he became, went running and yada yada yada. Well, now he says his name's not Mo Farah. His name's something completely different. He didn't move over here from Senegal. He came from where? He came from Djibouti, Djibouti, didn't he? Djibouti. I think he's from Djibouti, somewhere around there anyway. And he was he says now he was trafficked by an unknown woman, and he came to this country and he was in servitude. Somalian he was supposed to be. That's it, Somalian. Thank you, Spanish. But he actually was trafficked over here as a child. What should happen to him? Should we take his sir off him or kick him out or what? I mean, what should we do about him? Just as somebody who's an outsider. What do you think?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Your explanation was a bit long, so I kind of lost track of all the details. But can you sum it up?
So we've got an athlete, right, in the UK who's a UK athlete. He came here to this country from Somalia when he was a child, right? And he's become an athlete, and he's gone through, and he's obviously represented Great Britain. And won Olympic gold medals, and he's been knighted for it as well, right? Now it's emerged that he's not actually from Somalia, sorry. He wasn't from Somalia. He was from Djibouti, and he was trafficked here as a child by an unknown woman who he don't know anymore, he's now, well, he's just, I mean, he's said it. So what happens now? What would you think should happen? Should he have should he not be sir anymore? Should he be deported? Because essentially he's an illegal immigrant, isn't he? So should he be deported or what? But yeah, I believe it's a load of bollocks as well, Roger, my ass. I think it's a load of bollocks. But what do you, go on, off top of that, so did you get that story?
Yeah, I got it. Well, first of all, yeah, definitely lose the knighthood thing. I don't really understand the whole purpose of that anyway. I think it just sounds stupid. But
a brother with a knighthood, it doesn't work, does it?
No, it's the whole thing.
He'll think he's all his mates will think he's a jive turkey.
I think the whole thing is just. Oh well, if he's been cheating with drugs, then yeah, deport the fucker.
Oh,
what's drugs going to do with it?
About drugs? Nobody.
That's what That's what people in the chat are saying.
Yeah, Black Dahlia's just said yes, deporting me, cheated with using drugs. I have no idea whether he did it or not. I've not heard anything like that. But I can't think as he has. But anyway,
I'd like to verify that information if it's possible to verify that information. Yeah, it definitely should be taken into consideration. Still, you know,
how much did he pay for the Prince of Wales? How much did he pay the Prince of Wales for a knighthood? Probably one blowjob. That's probably how much it cost. North Somalia, it were an area that were. That weren't actually a country. It was sort of like a little independent area in Africa. But anyway, it was somewhere. But yeah, there you go. I thought that were interesting. What do you think, Jim? What do you think of it? That story.
The only thing that's of importance to me is the fact that he mentions that he was trafficked as a child, and that's the only thing that's of relevance, because it's been my understanding for donkey's years now that a huge number of young people are being trafficked through our borders with this endless EU policy of open borders, and it's a huge trafficking operation, man. It's nuts, and all the NGOs are involved in it. All these NGOs that are out there on the seas rescuing these refugees drowning boats, man, they're all up to their necks in it. There's huge money involved in the trafficking of people and children for slavery here in this affluent part of the world, and that's the key of the issue here. It doesn't matter where he's fucking from or what his identity is, or even if he took drugs, who gives a fuck? He was trafficked. He's admitting to being trafficked as a child, and that's the only thing of importance to me now. And look, I have a narrow view of these things, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, it's not. I ain't got. I just couldn't even give a fuck, to be honest. What they do, what he does, or what It's not that I've got anything against him. It's just it's not to do with me. You know what I mean? So whether the it was the Mobot a thing. The Mobot, fucking hell. I don't know. It were in thing, weren't it, when they were doing that, and it were called the Mobot. I mean, we'll probably find out it's some fucking satanic ritual or whatever. But that were called the Mobot, and he'd do that. So like making an M with his hands and right next to on his shoulders, I think, or on his head. Might have been doing it on his head. I can't fucking remember. I never watched the Olympics.
It's like fucking nuts, man.
Are
Doing the
you all
monkey.
right there?
Doing the monkey.
Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, it was either that or that. I can't remember.
It was a monkeypox, was it?
He cheated in a marathon, took an L-carnite injection before the race. He admitted it. Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, again, I don't care about that either. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, drugs in I'm not really interested in that sport, but drugs in sport, if they should have two different types of sport: the ones where you can use drugs and ones where you can't. And then
and the ones where you can have high levels of testosterone and ones that you don't. Come here, did you pick up on that story there last week, right? And I'm going to have to go back. I have to go back to last week's notes, and this particular, let's see, where was she? This chick, Barbara Banda, a rising woman soccer star, ruled ineligible by gender verification tests, right? Now, what the fuck is the story with this chick? Is this chick got a dick, right? One of the first things you'd be asking is like, Barbara Banda, a rising star in women's soccer and the captain of Zambia's national team, was ruled ineligible for this summer's Africa Cup of Nations by gender verification tests, according to Zambian soccer authorities.
Right, so we've got then if there's a gender verification test, then surely we should be able to get a definition of a woman.
One would think, so Banda, a 22-year-old forward, scored 2 hat-tricks. Look, reports soon emerged that pre-tournament tests had revealed natural testosterone levels that exceeded limits set by governing bodies. Andrew Kamanga, the FAS president, said in a statement on Wednesday that rules are those of the African Soccer Confederation, CFA, are in line with regulations developed by the FIFA and Sports Global governing body. This is actually a real woman who actually had naturally high levels of testosterone. Now, we know these rules were brought in to sort of like limit the there's rules coming in now basically sort of like saying like if you're transgender, right, that your testosterone levels have to be below a certain level, right?
Right.
So here we are, we're getting all these transgenders that are booted out of all these sports competitions because of their testosterone levels, and they're only accepted in now if they're below the age of 12. If they transition before the age of 12, that it's acceptable to have them in the sport. But basically, this is a woman, and this is a common problem because I have known a few women over the years who've had these high testosterone levels. Like some of them have like facial hair and stuff like that, and they're kind of burly. You wouldn't want to get punched in the face by them or anything. They're fairly sturdy stock. But they just have these naturally high testosterone levels. So even though we're getting these transgenders out of women's sport, their legacy still lives on. So here's this real woman with these high levels of testosterone, and there you go. She can't compete because of these tests, man. It's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts.
I remember a story a few years ago. There were a really controversial case. I think it was a South African athlete. Her name, if I recall rightly, was, let me get it, I think it was Caster Semenya, I think. But she was also, I mean, you looked at her, it was a bloke. She looked like a bloke. But she'd obviously got all bits, but she'd had to have gender verification, some sort of gender verification tests done to be able to compete with women. And I think I can't remember the outcome of it. If somebody can Google it, I'd try it myself, but like, you know what I'm like, I'd probably Google it and then need a poo. Yeah, it was yeah. So Castor Semenya, hermaphrodite. Yeah, there are hermaphrodites as well, aren't there? There are people that are both got both organs.
I mean, they're a small minority, like, you know, very, very tiny proportion, like, but they do exist. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, about 0.00000 fucking.
Yeah, probably something so ridiculous. Yeah,
units and that. So yeah, they I've both. Yeah, I've seen. I've seen that. They cast a Semenya. So there's loads of it's not as if this is a new thing where this is brand new. We can't decide whether you're a man or a woman. No, I mean, what bogs do you go in? Yeah. Are we going to have like testosterone tests before people go into women's bogs? You know, but that, you know, instead of just keeping it to obvious fucking women, then, you know, if there's a woman that wants to go to men's toilets, I don't think anybody's going to really fucking nobody's going to object, are they? But if there's a man goes into women's toilets, it's completely different. It's a different thing. Weird.
Yeah, I think the line is getting so blurred these days, and this is like clearly creating a problem, like, because especially if they're starting to transition all these children, and that to me is criminal, like, but still, this is what's going on, and it's getting harder and harder to know what's real and what's not, and who is and who isn't. Like, it's just getting to that stage, like, you know, where it's just impossible to know what's real and what's not real. And this seems to be sort of like echoed upon. It doesn't matter what topic you follow, whether you're following Ukraine, whether you're following the plague, or it's just getting so hard to tell what's real and what's not real. And
it is, yeah,
by intent.
Then he said, "What about chicks with dicks?" Then he's got a bit of a fucking dick problem, hasn't he? I mean, he's obsessed with him. Here's a picture of Dinny being stalked by a dick in a tree behind him. There you go. It's stalking him in a tree. It's going to pounce on him in a minute. But yeah, he's a little bit obsessed at the moment, old Denny. Well, make of that what you will, Denny. Make of what you will, chicks with dicks.
Denny loves that picture, though.
Yeah, one genital is usually small, says Nim on about talking about hermaphrodites. Yeah, so either small penis or small vagina. But that boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Even fucking kids know that. Even one said it, didn't they, on that thing, on that film? Kindergarten Cop, that right? Yeah, remember that?
What's that?
Have you seen that, Uni?
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop. Yeah.
Have you seen a bit where kid goes, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina? Just get that out. Just get that clip on your phone, and if anybody ever says out to you and has a go at you, say, look, even a fuck all-year-old knows this, and just play it for them. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. There you go. It's done. There's no fucking fluidity. Jesus Christ. Unless you want to be something fucking different. Oh dear! I knew it as soon as a hot woman and refs and linesman footy was fucked. Says So South. It is. Look, I mean, football. Look, women playing football is fine. And women's sport, I were keen on it. I'm not keen on it. I don't watch it. But then again, I think, well, what the fuck would I be watching? Fucking BBC One now or whatever? But it's all over the place here. It's really popular. It's nice to see them enjoying themselves. In Sheffield, there were a game, I think, at United's ground on weekend, and there were some. So that it were women, right, and then there were Dutch and fucking Swedish women football supporters.
Lovely.
City centre. I mean, come on, who don't want that in the city? For a young man, obviously it's a young man's game. I'm way past that old game, but you know, for a young man, I mean, who don't want that sort of thing in city? Yeah, I'd go to watch women's football just for that, just so I'd be sat. When I, you know, if I were a young lad, again, but.
And Jay, did you hear about that brawl today in Newcastle at the cricket game?
No.
Apparently, an iron bar was presented, and one of the players started beating another player with it, like, and next thing you know, a whole brawl broke out. This was in Newcastle, I think, at some stage. I think it was today or yesterday. You didn't hear about that, no?
No. See, I'm not really looking at news very much. Sometimes, well, I'll just go and have a look and for a laugh.
Yeah,
But apart from that, I really just want to pick up from social media and from your. I mean, at least the stuff you post is fucking newsworthy, innit? All
thank
other
you.
stuff I see from newspapers on social media, it's all just gossip shit. That's all it is. It's just keep it all fucking gossipy. Oh, look what they're doing. Oh, and you'll forget about your fucking, the shit deal that you've got with your fucking life.
Yeah, you can forget about your antibody-dependent enhancement, and you can get on with life.
Look, I've got no problem, Roll. I'd rather watch naked women's beach volleyball, lol, says Spanish Chicken. Oh, we'd all prefer to watch that. I mean, who
Yeah.
would prefer to watch that? Eh? I'd rather watch that than my own fucking child's birth.
Yeah. I tell you what, Brazilian women's volleyball is quite a sight.
It's what? Brazilian. Oh, God. I don't get it, me. I don't get it. Dinny says he wishes he was gay, for fuck's sake. It's not fair. Your wish is granted. There you go. He didn't realise he got a wish, did he? He's fucking young. I granted him a wish, but he weren't listening last time I was speaking to him. I said, you can have a wish. And he went on about fucking, I don't know, some fucking septic tank or other.
Oh, that's right.
No,
Yeah.
and now he wished he were gay, and he is. So it is fair now, Dinny. Well done. The Women's Footy Cup should be furry. Why? Come on. Furry. Oh, dear me. What one, gents? Good evening, Naz. Naz. Good evening to you. What else, Jimmy? Is Ukraine a bit quiet at the moment?
It is actually, Jay. It's going through one of these little periods, like where there's kind of like a consolidation of shit going on. They've just made a huge. They've made huge gains around Lysychansk and Severodonetsk. So there's a reorganization going on. It's not totally quiet. Like there's still little skirmishes going on here or there. Like, and the battle is still going on. Like full time. Like we're starting to get reports coming in that like Ukraine may be about to launch a 1 million man army attack on the south of the country. I'm not sure how much credence to put on that, like, but clearly, like, they've upped their game in recruiting people off the streets. Like, you know, they're recruiting people in cafes and gambling places and off the beaches and stuff like that. You know, there's loads of video surfacing, like, where people are being conscripted, like, and even women and stuff like that. So, like, it's clear, like, they're going to be throwing everybody they can into this battle, like, you know. So so we're hearing reports that there's some sort of offensive being organized for the month of August. You know, I mean, why would you advertise that, like, you know, and give the enemy a chance to prepare?
To
You know,
organise around it, yeah.
you know, I've also been getting reports that there's large.
It's not proper cricket, is it? Otherwise, unless you give them a sporting chance, boy. Yeah, of course. Yeah, tell them what we're doing in August. Go on, tell them. Go on. They can't
Yeah.
do it. It's sporty. It's not very sporting of them, is it? Fucking idiots.
Yeah. Now Ukraine is just trundling along, you know, as it normally does. Like, but of course the Americans are sort of like what I've been hearing is they've been sending in some of the long range HIMARS now. So we've already been seeing reports that like the Russians are taking precautions to build that new bridge that they built in Crimea because that's been sort of like threatened for attack. So these long-range HIMARS, you know, I think they have an effective range of about maybe 500 kilometers. Some of them, like, so that's going to change the dynamics of the war. I don't think it's going to change the situation on the ground. I still think Russia are going to take what they're going to take. Also, like, we're hearing reports that Poland are still on the verge of deciding to take part of Ukraine. So that's another thing we'll be watching out for, because Poland clearly do have sights on reclaiming some of their old territory from Ukraine. So we'll see, like, because there has been this sort of like normalizing of relations between Ukraine and Poland, but there's this simmering battle. Like there was this genocide created by the Ukrainians back around the Nazi time, NAZ times, NAZI times, and there's still a lot of bad will which has been coming to the surface now in Poland at the moment. Like, and they're not happy with their Ukrainian brothers coming as refugees, because there's still a lot of bad blood there, like even after all these years. So we'll see where it goes. But at the moment, like, the Ukraine front is kind of like, it's stable, it's quiet, like, but there's stuff going on, and there's consolidations of armed forces. I'm hearing just some of the forces that were working in the Lysychansk, Severodonetsk region, that they're now moving towards Donetsk. And so we'll just wait. It'll probably take about a week or so before things sort of like ramp up a little bit again, you know. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Cheers, Jim. I was just going to say to my missus, sorry, I get sidetracked. You said things and I get sidetracked away. So I were listening. I weren't listening to most of what you said, but you said Poland, and I was going to say to my missus, he says Poland like that black lass used to say Roland in Grange Hill.
Roland. I kind of have
Grange Hill. Hello, Roland. In fact, we've got Roland with us tonight. Good evening, Roland. There he is. Good evening, Roland. How you doing, mate?
Now, come here. Did you pick up on that story that came out there during the week over in your... hold on, I have to get it up here because I can't remember his name. Yeah, the Tory MP, Jamie Wallis. Did you pick up on him?
No.
No.
Tell me about it.
Right, this dude, Tory MP Jamie Wallis, was banned from driving for failing to stop after crash and abandoning car, right? So the charges relate to a collision in November last year in which his Mercedes smashed into a lamppost and telegraph pole in Llanblethian, South Wales. A Tory MP has been banned from driving for 6 months and fined $2,500 for smashing into the telegraph pole and fleeing the scene, leaving the car in the middle of the road. Jamie Wallis, who was represented Bridgend since 2019, was found guilty of failing to stop, failing to report a traffic accident, collision, and leaving a vehicle in a dangerous position. He was found not guilty of driving without due care and attention. The MP was seen wearing a black leather mini skirt, tights, and high heels at the time of the crash, a court heard. Wallis, who came out as transgender in March this year, the first UK MP to do so, denied the charges. He said he had left the scene because he felt vulnerable in women's clothing after allegedly being raped a few months before. Now hold on a second. I've got to switch over to window capture mode because I want to give you a look at this guy who was raped. Right? Check him out there. Whoops! I shouldn't have done that. Oh, holy cow! Where's my? There he is. There. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. There you go. Somebody raped him, right?
So he was dressed as a woman?
Yeah.
Why was he dressed as a woman? Had he been to a fancy dress party, or he was just like...
well, no, he came out as transgender there. He was the first UK MP to come out as transgender,
Right.
so... Right?
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough.
So, but look, his story was like, look, who'd rape this fucker? Would you rape that fucker there? Would you? Come on, let's be honest, Jay.
Yeah, you've got to think though. You've got to remember though. There's some right fucking weird cunts about. You know, I mean, old ladies get raped, don't they? And it's fucking weird fuckers about. So, but yeah, it's still though. It's still a fucking bum excuse, isn't it?
Well, the excuse is fucking ridiculous, man. It's like, we hear stories all the time of people who sort of like they're in court and they come up with all sorts of crazy shit to try and mitigate their sentences. Oh, I was under the influence, or I wasn't myself at the time, or whatever. They come up with all sorts of crazy fucking stories, man, so the judge would be lenient. This guy's story is fucking, I was raped. So I felt vulnerable, right? It's kind of like, this is crazy shit, like, it's holy fuck. So you were raped.
So,
Good for
well,
you.
I mean, it's been fucking. It just shows you what. Really, I mean, is him being a fucking running away from a fucking scene or an accident is I think is more important, and whether he thinks he's a fucking bird or not is
I know.
completely irrelevant. It's like you were saying earlier on, that were completely irrelevant. But yeah, fucking hell, it's fucking weird. And these are MPs, aren't they? Did he come out as a trans while after he was elected?
Yeah, after he was elected, yeah. After it gave the date here. Just bear with me a second.
And where's he MP for?
Let's see, Tory MP, the judge doesn't say lives carries. It doesn't actually. Does it say the court hearing grants? I don't think it goes into where he was from, but I'm sure you can find it. Like if you went to do a Google search on MP Jamie Wallis, I'm pretty sure you probably find. It sounds like he might be from Wales because the crash happened in Wales. It gave the name of the place here somewhere that I couldn't even pronounce in Wales. Why do Welsh have such dodgy names for towns? And Leon Blethian.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Listen, have you? If I fucking tell you, right? Let me just say, anybody who ever watches Rich Planet stuff and all that, that bloke. When I said the place that this guy's an MP for, you fucking understand why I went. Oh, that makes sense. He's MP for Bridgend. Fucking Bridgend. That's a suicide hotspot. There's all sorts of fucking weird shit goes on in Bridgend. All sorts of weird shit.
Are you saying that's where Wallace is from? Is it?
That's who he's an MP for. That's his constituency. Don't know where he's from, but that's his constituency.
Right, Bridgend. Interesting.
So yeah, he's MP for Bridgend, and yeah. And if you look into Bridgend's weird, fucking, really fucking weird, fucking shit goes down in Bridgend.
Right. Yeah.
Over the years, and that's done.
That was kind of like my clown story for the week, like.
Yeah, Bridgend suicides. They were like a real big spate of suicides in Bridgend. Yeah, kids hanging themselves, and they were actually. Rich Oller's done a couple of videos on it, I think. But I remember seeing one of his where he actually they actually interviewed a kid who about it were. I can't remember. I think it was like a local news or something like that. But they were interviewing a kid who was a friend whose friend had hung himself, and then the kid in the video went on to hang himself a couple of weeks later. It was really, really sad, really weird stuff going on. Yeah, have a look at that. Have a look into that Bridgend.
Right.
God, there's so much fucking this shit all about everywhere. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? The embarrassment, you see, Self makes a point, and no embarrassment that twice. So the point is, he won't have been embarrassed about being, because how can you be? You can't be embarrassed when you've done that. If you were embarrassed about it, or if felt he were, I feel he must have thought that becoming an MP gave him more power to be able to do that. Gave him the this is what he'd say. Gave me the power to do that, and he didn't do it for a publicity stunt or all like that. No, of course not. And then it'll be, because don't forget, there's going to be first trans MP, then there'll be first trans fucking cabinet minister, then there'll be fucking first trans prime minister, and we'll all fucking, it'll end up that you've got to fucking let anybody do out to you. It's the law.
Well, I have to say, like, I think Lion's Share is making a point there. Jimmy, please don't make fun of Welsh language place names. What about Irish I assume it's Gaelic names. It's sort of like it's gone off the screen here in the chat.
Yeah,
So
garlic.
yeah, well,
Gaelic,
look, right here. Look, we're Celts, we're Gael. We take the piss, man. We just like we have a bit of fun, man, and you know, we don't take life.
And
too
anyway, what's
seriously.
fucking normal? Everywhere in the world's different. So what's normal? There's no normal, is there? So there's no.
I'm going to apologise now to all the Welsh people for taking the piss out of their place names, but I can't help myself. I'm a fucking Gael. You know, and
fucking-
we're all brothers and sisters. You know, even the Welsh are Celts as well. You know, so like, you know, we're
Even
all.
you, look, Deirdre Barlow crossed with Roland Browning. They are, yeah. Wait, let's get into another thing on agenda. It's got big at the moment. The Dutch farmers. Have you got? I'm sure you've got something on that, haven't you?
There's a little bit. There's not much. There's very little data coming out. It's still going on. Like, but I had been getting reports that possibly the firefighters have joined the protests. I haven't been able to verify it now. Just all I was seeing was videos of firefighters and their wagons together with the tractors. But still, I have not been able to verify this. So there seems to be a kind of like there's not much information coming out at the moment about the situation with the protests, and they're probably trying to keep the lid on it, I'd imagine, and it's probably well shut down. But I'm sure we'll be hearing more about it. Like, you know, it's not going to go away just that easily. But that's all I've heard now up till now. Just a little bit of.
It's clearly not going to go away, are they? The farmers are all in. It's obvious that.
Yeah. I posted a video there the other day of a Dutch woman, and she's saying that, like, you know, calling it exactly as I see it, like it's a land grab, and they're ready to go to war. These people, they're ready, and then this woman sort of like summed it up like correctly. Says, if we go to war, I don't want to go to war, she said, but if it means we go to war, we go to war, civil war, bring it on.
Chris Partridge says Wrexham is now a city. Is it really? I used to work in Wrexham. I used to do back in about that 10, 12, something like that. 2012, 2011, 2010, maybe a bit earlier. But I used to work a nightclub in Wrexham. I used to have to fucking drive there every night. It's quite a drive. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. But obviously I were on road at night, so it were. You know, I could get home pretty soon. But yeah, Wrexham is a city now. Oh, I can't remember. The club I worked in had 3 floors. So there were a floor on bottom which had like regular music, regular like up-to-date music. Then there were second floor, which were like 80s and that, which I were in. And then there were 90s one upstairs. 90s one were never full. Bottom one were always pretty full because that's where people came through anyway. And middle one were fucking packed. Mine, red hot. I can't remember what fucking name of the club. Was it called Shout or something? Fucking no, that were in Huddersfield. I can't remember the name of the club, but they were a club in Jace Peppers. Peppers, what? Come on, Jace Peppers. Oh yeah, Peppers. Dandelion Pepper. What? I don't get what he's saying. Bill Gates involved with dairy supermarkets putting 600 million investment into Prime Minister's brother. Fucking yeah, about right.
There was that case the other day though. While we're talking about Holland, did you see that big factory that burnt down?
That was a Bill Gates one as well, weren't it? Apparently,
that was a synthetic sort of meat production plant. Like, and apparently there was 600 million put in by Bill Gates into that company. So it's kind of ironic that is burning down at a time when the protests are going. Now, I'm not going to link this to the protest, like, because it has been suggested that like it might have been a revenge attack, because I know a lot of the farmers in Holland are sort of starting to see Bill Gates as a sort of like a player in this sort of like potential land grab. So I'm just wondering, but there was another thought that I had about this fire during the week, and like it was one of the. It's a crazy sort of a place, because what they've done is they've it's all electric vehicles in this plant. Like, it's all done by electric vehicles. So I was wondering, like, because we know how unstable these fuel cells are, these battery fuel cells are for these electric vehicles. I just wondered if the fuel cells go on fire. I don't want to read into it that it was like a revenge attack for. It's more logical that it was probably. To me, like, it seems to me that it was more logical that it was kind of like a battery fire, maybe.
Yeah, that might make sense because it would have that sort of shit there, wouldn't it? Fucking old batteries, sort of. And there has been a number of instances of these electric cars catching buses as well. I think there were a few buses in London that caught fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just showing you this is a nonsense we're going down. A road we're going down that's just going to come to an end, especially when batteries come. It's we got to start fucking doing something and doing something quick. Because if we don't, we're going to be fucking fucked with this.
Well,
But
well,
you know,
there's nothing we can do, Jay, because the markets will decide which way this fucking goes at the end of the day. So eventually, like the reality will set in at some stage that like this wind power, this solar power thing, this movement to battery technology, it's going to come to the perception of the populace that like it's not going to work. It'll never fucking work, and eventually this will sort of like sink in. At the moment now, it's just like brewing under the surface, and just a few of us really understand that like battery power, wind power, solar power will never power our civilization. It'll never happen. It's not going to happen. Like not with the technology that we have now. So. Um, this is going to come to a head now very shortly because what we're seeing is now they're changing the rules over in Germany at the moment. They're changing the definition of what green energy is. And what they've done is they've changed the definition of green energy to include nuclear power and gas power, which is like a total reversal of what they were planning to do. So we're starting to see the reality hit home now as the amount of gas is reduced from Russia into Germany. They're now all of a sudden having to come down to the sharp reality that, like, their projections uh, on the efficacy of gas, or on the efficacy of like these alleged green energies, is sort of coming home to roost now. And they'll have to admit sooner or later that this is never going to fucking work. It's not going to work, not with the current technology, unless they've got some like amazing battery power technology hidden underneath, behind the scenes that they haven't revealed to everybody yet. Like, I don't see how it's going to fucking work because.
would you? Here's a question for you, Jim. Would you get on an electric plane? And how heavy would a fucking electric plane have to be?
Well, they had a solar power plane that was circumnavigated the globe there, I think about 2-3 years ago. And it was solar powered. Would it be able to transport 600 people around the globe? I don't know, but maybe when the technology sort of like improves. But I don't think with the current technology. I doubt it's possible with the current technology. I mean, to actually, how are you going to lift 600 people and their baggage off the ground with solar panels?
I know it's fucking ridiculous. Isn't it?
I can't see how it would work, man. I really can't, because you might be able to get them up there with jet power, like, and maybe coast the rest of the way on solar. I could see that being a reality, but I think it still need that that jet fuel to get you up there to the level where you could coast it, But I don't think battery power is going to take 600 people off the ground. We're not there yet.
I wish we'd fucking stuck with airships, me. I mean, that would be a much better fucking thing, a much better way to travel, don't you? Don't you think so?
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
It's hardly likely to pop. They've got fucking. I know, fucking. What's it? What were it?
Hindenburg.
Hindenburg. Oh, fucking
Yeah.
Hindenburg. I'm fucking Limburg and Hindenburg. Yeah. Hindenburg. But that was full of hydrogen. If they'd have put helium in it, it'd be fine, wouldn't it? Because it wouldn't have blowed up. So I think airships, it's way to go, man. You know, a little fan. You could just have a little fan on it then, couldn't you? Just powering you along. You go along. I'm going to America on my airship. Take me a month, but you know, by then, when everyone's got their own airship, nobody will have jobs anyway. So you could take a month to get to America and go and do your holiday.
Absolutely, you know, and I think in the future to come, like people won't mind taking a month for the travel, you know. But it is interesting what you're talking about, because I think during it's coming to light now about the problems that are going on in Heathrow Airport. Have you been picking up on what's been going on? Heathrow ruins the holidays of 10,000 passengers at zero notice as Airbus cancels 61 flights today, while flyers suffer 2 hours wait and get locked into stairwell at Gatwick, right? You know, and this is not an isolated incident, this, Jay, right? These problems at airports, it's kind of global. It's happening everywhere, and it's all coming down to staffing shortages, right? Now,
Yeah.
That was an article that the one that I'm quoting there, that headline I just gave you, was an article from God, let's see if I can get it up there. It was from the Daily Mail, and I had to really dig down deep. I had to go down several fucking pages just to get to the bottom line of what the fuck, why the problem is in existence, right? So basically, a Gatwick spokesperson told Mail Online, "We apologise to passengers who may have had to wait longer than usual to be coached to/from aircraft last night. Unfortunately, this was caused by combined shortages of both ground handlers and coach drivers due to staff sickness," right? Staff sickness. Now, this is going on. This is going on globally, Jay, right? This is not just an isolated fucking. This is going on globally. And I was picking up now. I have a video here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to play it, like, or not. I'm not even sure whether I should play it, because it mentions the word BACCINE. Is it safe to use that word, do you think?
But it's what?
VACCINE.
Yeah, we'll use it. I mean, what can we do? What can we do?
Well, okay. Well, what I'll do is
We're
I'll
not
try
talking
and
about it
play
in a bad way, are we? We're just showing you what someone else is. We're reporting on what someone else is saying. You're not saying it, are you? So
No. This is actually from Christine Lagarde. Can you hear this, by the way?
The annoyance of, think your space or.
Can you hear that?
no, it keeps going in and out.
I've still got that same problem. Hold on. If I load it into I figured out what the problem is, Jay. And you done a very good description of what the problem was the last day. So, but I just haven't figured out how to fix the problem, right? So basically, this is Christine Lagarde.
Beyond the annoyance of missing your suitcase or having to stand in a line, because what we are actually talking about is it could cost a lot of people their lives, because we're talking actually about a safe flight, which may no longer be the case. Because what happened was that a lot of pilots that did not want to get vaccinated had been laid off. And the ones that did get vaccinated, because they had families to feed, a mortgage to pay, all of these things to take care of, may now no longer be fit to fly. And that is a problem. And to the globalist elites, it must be a shocker. Can you imagine? First, people are being forced to get a vaccination, to only then find out that it might actually be the dumbest thing they ever did.
There you go, Jay. That's Christine Anderson, right? And she's been extremely outspoken, and she's a true warrior. Are you still there, Jay? By the way,
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Did you hear that, man? Right? Did you hear that? That's the Christine Anderson, the MEP representing Germany in Brussels. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know who she is, like she's been very, very outspoken over the last 2.5 years about mandates and everything got to do with all that bullshit, right? And in reference to the pilots there, and I'm seeing this like we've been worried about this for some time. We've been watching this, and here she's fucking laying it out, and this is what's going on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not just
Very
pilots,
interesting.
man. It seems to be like baggage handlers. Everybody who would have been in that industry would have been heavily.
Look, this is clearly fucking. It's clearly all manufactured, isn't it? I mean, you can't. We never have problems like this. Even after this, all this 2 years of shit, whatever. Nobody's having COVID now, are they? Are they still not going to work if they're testing positive? Are people still testing themselves?
Well, look at here's. I want to go back down into this article from the Daily Mail. And they're trying to blame the number of passengers who travelled through Heathrow during.
Oh, fuck off. Bollocks. I've fucking accidentally kicked Jimmy off. Oh, I've done this before with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Jimmy, just come back on, mate. Sorry, I just accidentally cut you off. I was trying to get rid of that thing the thing that he'd got, the share screen thing. Because it brings up an extra... When he wants to share his screen, it brings up an extra guest, so that guest is essentially... That screen is essentially another guest. And I've just tried to boot it off, and it's fucking tucking with him. So... Jimmy, get back on because we were fucking raring to get into what you were saying then. Oh, let me see if it's on telly fucking ground.
Running a show's not easy.
Say that again.
I said running a show's not easy.
No, it's not. So you do get these. I'm just texting him, just in case he's not got YouTube on and he's not listening and he's not hearing this.
I'm sure he knows. He probably just accidentally.
Right, so I've sent you. Oh, there you go. Oh no, he's not here. It weren't an MI5 interception. No, it wasn't Wigan Joker. It weren't an MI5 interception. Now you didn't. You done it on purpose, Chase. I fucking didn't, honestly. I didn't. I booted him. Here he is. Oh, fucking hell, Jim. Go for that.
What happened, man?
When you bring up your share screen, right? It comes up as another guest. So your screen is another guest. So when I put it on the screen, and then you did that, and then when we'd finished with it, I put kick to kick it off. But instead of it didn't just kick it kicked you as well.
I was wondering. I thought, where did I drop off? Because I was on a rant about what I was reading, like, you know, and I'm not because I had to jump back to my notes, so I couldn't tell when I actually got kicked off the stream, because I was giving out about the number of passengers who travelled through Heathrow during the first half of the year was 25 million, which is more than 6 times higher than the same period in 2021. And I was making the comment that whatever the numbers were in 2021 was minuscule, because like we were right in the middle of a full-blown lockdown and nobody was traveling fucking anywhere, right?
No.
So if the numbers are traveling right now are 6 times higher than in 2021, that means we must be approaching back to close to where we might have been like pre-scamdemic, right? That's
Right.
just this is the way my thought process is working. So whether it's 6 times higher than in 2021 is irrelevant. It's like, what was it before?
Nobody would. Yeah. Nobody was doing anything in 2021. Nobody was going anywhere. Nobody was doing anything. So yeah, it could be six times higher. Is not very much higher, is it? than fuck all. It's not very much higher than fuck all. 6
It's
times
not.
fuck all is fuck all.
Absolutely. I could be mad, like, you know, but that's just my thought process on it, you know.
Oh, they just fucking, you know, people say, oh, it's 6 times. Oh, yeah, all right. And, yeah, but that, I mean, it might work with some people. I don't know who I'd fucking work with. But yeah, it's certainly, it's certainly, Raconteurs knows, what did you do with the hardcore left over from your Guidestones? Jimmy got webbed, says Tit and Bum Tabloid. Yeah, it's fucking crackers, isn't it? I mean, the way, I mean, sitting back and watching it it's quite difficult to not get involved. You know what I mean? Because you end up talking to people and stuff. But I'll tell you what did happen to me is I went to a family thing on Sunday, and somebody came up to me and actually apologised to me and said, I used to think you talk some rate shit. But I can see now. Last year, I'd not seen him for a couple of years. Last year, or I've been saying every fucking time, Jason were right. So she said, I want to apologise.
Wow.
So,
Fucking hell, man.
apologise for all. But yeah, people have seen it.
Yeah,
People have seen it. So what's any more update on Guidestones? Anyway, who's done it?
We got no data. We got no fucking data.
Nothing at all. They're not doing any. Nobody's released anything. Just fucking someone's blown it up with an explosive device, and they've just fucking left it. Then coppers have just said, "Oh well, you know, boys will be boys." Hey, who is it that said that they want to replace them? Put them back up. Wants to replace them. God.
That's right. Yeah.
CNN. Someone from CNN, weren't it?
Yeah. Typical CNN. So like that would make you fucking wonder about the original, the original creator. Like, what was it, your man who originally, sort of like who formed CNN? Tim Russett, was it? Ted Turner. Where did Russell come from? Fuck's sake. Ted Turner, yeah. I wonder, you know. Interesting that somebody from CNN would come out with that, you know.
I think it was someone who owns CNN, who's a big at CNN now, has said that they're going to rebuild. I can't remember who it were. Fucking hell. But it was somebody. I can't remember whether it was CNN or it was on CNN, but it was somebody else, like Jeff Bezos or someone like that, but not Jeff Bezos. I'm not saying
you're right, man. You're right. Somebody did. I can't remember it either because I just wasn't overly focused on it at the time because it doesn't matter what the fuck they do. It's just a question. The thing that's bothering me is, who was that a message to? Was that a message to the creators, to themselves, or to their team? Or was that a message from somebody who's not part of the team to the creators and says, oi, you're fucked. I don't know, man. I wish I knew, man. It's obviously a message to somebody, you know.
Here we go. Look, Steve Owen says allegedly those explosives caused over $200,000 of improvements.
That's good.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. Yeah.
Right, let's get Uni in on this. What's your view on Guidestones, man? What do you think happened? Have you heard anything else? Is there any other information?
Not really. I don't really care about the Guidestones, to be honest. The whole thing about the Guidestones never really interested me, honestly. I always thought it was just like it's one of those things that's always been pointed to as something of, oh, this is what they're trying to do to us. I've honestly lost faith in that whole ideal, and the whole Guidestones thing doesn't really mean anything to me anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
I would have thought, Jay, or Uni, that like with what's going on, like with the with the mass cull and the extreme 20% sort of increase in excess mortality, and does that not like get a few like warning signals going off in that brain thing of yours? No. and the decrease in population, the increase in the birth rate, that doesn't actually sort of like register. No.
No, I don't pay attention. I don't have any. I haven't been paying any attention to any of that stuff. I don't really pay attention to most international news anymore because there's no point.
I'll tell you what, then. I tell you what. Look, if you're not interested, it's fine, isn't it? But I've got a new game then regarding Georgia Guidestones. Dinny's on about making a porno of it, featuring the Georgia Guidestones. So Dinny's porno. He's going to make a mini Georgia Guidestones in his woods. And he's going to film a porno there. So we need some names for this porno. Explosive diarrhea. That'll be me. That's someone put earlier on. Someone put in. I read someone in chat room. Sorry about this. Is all a little bit rude. Not well. It's distasteful. But somebody put in chat room when we were talking about Dinny being gay that my chocolate starfish was off the menu tonight. But I thought to myself, well, it's just lube, innit? Oh dear. How you like that then? Fred Dibner did it. Pretty condescending attitude towards Uni. I ain't got any. Uni's just saying I don't know what's up with him tonight. Are you not feeling yourself tonight, Uni?
Just I don't know. I'm just not feeling. I'm not feeling like upbeat tonight. If that makes sense.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, if you're a bit depressed, bit down and depressed, no problem, mate. Can we talk about Spanish chicken? Go on, Uni. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, at this point, like, I've just sort of adopted a live and let live attitude. Just let people do what they want, let them think what they want. I don't really, I'm not really here to really try to do anything about what other people think anymore. Gotten over that. I've gotten over that. Just trying to mind my own business, trying to get by. Freaking whatever's happening with these vaxxers, whatever's happening with this freaking Ukraine situation doesn't really, it honestly doesn't really interest me anymore because it's like, at the end of the day, what am I going to do about it? Nothing. It's to me,
that's perfectly fine, mate. Honestly, that's a perfectly fine attitude. If that's all right. If that's how you cope, that's how you cope, innit? We've all got to cope with all fucking this shit. So if that's how you cope, that's how you cope, mate. It's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So what says what's up? I tell you what you could do though. I tell you what you could do for next week. If you could do this for me, please. This would make my week, right? So for 1 week today, could you learn some sort of magic trick and do it for us? anything at all, any sort of magic trick. Just do them for us. I saw you got your little your thing, whatever it is that you hold in your hand, and I thought you were going to like pull it back and reveal like a dove or something. You know what I mean? Or some flowers. Even like that. Yeah, like your towel. Yeah, exactly. I thought you were going to go, and there'd be some flowers or a dove or something there, and it'd fly off. That's what I thought. So do a magic trick. If you've got a magic trick for us for next week, that'd be awesome.
Well, that's a scary thought. The Wicked Joker has been got at. Is this a uni clone? Holy fuck!
It's been got at. You've been got at, mate. They've got you.
Oh, that's funny.
The real uni has been abducted. Yeah, do us a magic trick for next week, mate. Listen, you're all right if you want to just sit back and just take it easy. You can still give your opinion on things. You don't have to. You don't have to try and convince us. But your real opinion, you can still get that, even from behind that what is it? Laptop, whatever. Are you watching us on a laptop?
Yeah, I'm on a laptop.
On your laptop.
Plus, it's Mojo. How do we happen to get his Mojo back, Jay?
Honestly, I don't even like to even give my opinion out anymore because it's just like at the end of the day, it's like, what does my opinion matter? I'm just a guy sitting in his room without.
Yeah, but we're interested in it though, Uni. We're interested in it. I tell you what, your opinion matters a lot fucking more than many of your peers. I'll tell you that now, right? You've got a much more fucking evidence-based opinion on things than most people your age. I promise you. So don't put yourself down. Your opinion's your opinion. We might argue with you, we might disagree with you, but it don't make any difference. We're still, you're still entitled to your opinion, and it's fine.
Mm,
We like
thank you.
taking piss out of it as well. It's very good to take piss out of, because if you start going on
We
about your
depend
Nazis
taking the
and
piss
stuff like
out of
that,
you, man. We
just
do. We
get
depend
loads
taking the
of-
piss out of you.
You know what I mean? If you start going on that to when you did see that, were all good stuff. It's your opinion. It's good stuff. Don't take anything to heart. If anybody says oh to you, don't take fuck all to heart, man. It's you're entitled to your opinion. So out with it, Taylor. I order thee, and thine must obey, head raccoon.
Well, what do you want my opinion on?
Well, Giz, I don't know what you've been looking at today. I mean, what you've been looking at
Oh.
recently.
Well, I get these notification articles from MSN through my desktop, even though I don't want to. It's kind of annoying, to be honest, but I do get them, and I put 2 articles in the private chat. One was pretty much about a woman who was pretty much came out in the MSN saying that, hey, my husband transitioned into a woman is now officially my wife. That is what she said. And she said that the most accepting person of it is our daughter, who says she does not care and is only interested in just doing just doing the same regular things. And then and then another article I saw was one of pretty much saying that that the COVID vaccine isn't really my body, my choice. It's more of, it doesn't count when it comes to infectious diseases, saying that, vaccines help people and save lives, and that by not getting the jab you are endangering people's lives. So just I'm sure you've heard that a billion times before, especially this last 2 years anyway. Which I think it's interesting
I'm
how
trying to get this.
Oh, good.
I'm just getting it up. This article here. I'm trying to share it. Is it sharing?
It's loading. It's stuck on it's stuck on buffering.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm telling you, this fucking StreamYard is wank.
I think you're frozen as well, Jason. I can't. Your picture's frozen. Am I frozen on your screen?
I can't see you, mate. I can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to. It's just doggone fucking tits up. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So when my daughter when we transitioned, our daughters, it was the adults around us asking weird questions. I mean, what kids shouldn't even be. It should be kids asking weird questions. It's not adults asking weird questions about my leg, right, or making comments about my leg. It's children, because they say, "Look, mummy, that man's got a." So it's children. Children will do that. Adults would have been fucking petrified to say "oh" anyway,
Exactly.
and just probably didn't want "oh" to do with him. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. It's absolutely disgusting. Freaking.
Dinny, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say, Dinny's asked when Doc Robert is on. He's not going to be on. He's not going to be on tomorrow. He's got some family medical thing going on, so he's got to. He's not able to do tomorrow, and he's away next week anyway. So he'll be on 27th. He'll be here, 27th of July at 8:00. Dr. Robert's show is going to be on. So that's when that's going to be on, and he does send his apologies. I hope everything's all right anyway, Robert.
I was looking forward to that.
I was as well. I was watching, looking and watching, just watching on my telly. I was just going to watch on my telly. But yeah.
Hmm.
Go on, mate. What were we
Who?
talking about? Yeah, we were talking about before I interrupted. Then.
No, you mean the article that I linked to?
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
was-
that. Oh, yeah. The fucking weirdos. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even understand. I don't even. It's kids. It's kids that ask questions. It's kids that adults don't. They don't want to say out. They don't want to. You know.
Well, they say they're supposed to be the ones asking questions, the kids, you know. But according to that article, apparently it was the other way around. Like the adults were the ones asking questions, and then the kid was not.
Right. Yeah.
At least,
But that's bollocks anyway, isn't
yeah. I mean, you know,
it? Checking for lumps with Dr. Roberts is next week. Checking for lumps. Still that. We could do that, couldn't we? Checking for lumps. Yeah, tune in next week. In fact, we'll do it Tuesday.
I was hoping he'd take you up on your offer to come on with the stethoscope and the white coat, man, and that thing that, you know, that
that mirror light thing on their head.
It would suit him down to the fucking ground, man. It's perfect.
Yeah, he's going to be 27th. He'll be on live.
Hopefully, he doesn't mind my sense of humor about this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Still got a bit of a cough. Anyway, you're watching Raconteurs News. It's we've got about 25 minutes left to fill in. These 25 minutes, I've thankfully I've stayed, in this space. I've not really had to remove. It's good job really, because if I've got to go at any point, I'm going to have to take my fucking green screen down so that I can get my lift up. So it's going to be a right fucking. That'll be a right laugh. But I'm all right. I'm doing okay.
You need a commode, Jay.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got a commode upstairs. I've got
Right,
a,
okay.
yeah, I've got one. I've got a wheelchair upstairs that goes over the top of your bog. From when I first got out of hospital. So it was like a wheelchair. And you got into a wheelchair, and then you went and it went over the bog, and it had an hole in it. It was like bombing from a greater altitude. You know what I mean?
French style.
A few extra inches, to get to terminal velocity on the way down.
Just it's probably not very well designed for splatter, though.
Yeah, the splatter, yeah. That's the objective, isn't it? You want a big, good, long one so that you either want it so that it touches the water before it snaps off, or it's so big that it comes down and then it makes the water splash up onto your arse. That's what we're looking for when we're doing that resolution.
Yeah, that's not much help though when it comes out like a fountain.
What sort of arse have you got coming out like a fountain?
I'll tell you what, you should try drinking beer sometimes.
I should do. Casey's rectal intactus. Apparently, soft rings. Oh yeah, it gives you heart disease, doesn't it? Tea gives you heart disease. Apparently, sock rings around your ankles is a sign of heart disease. So I'm guessing wearing bigger socks is a cure. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
I'll tell you what. We've dragged this chat down to the bottom. We're at the bottom with the chat now, I'm afraid. We're at the bottom. I didn't make that up.
We are right. Everything gives you heart attacks now. I mean, weather. Even they said fucking gas bill, of course, unless you're somebody who will pay for your gas.
And then there was the tea the other day. You made a great post there in the Telegram, Jay, about 1 lump or 2, and there was the tea the other day that they're that like causing like sticky blood.
fucking tea, man. Jesus Christ. What?
Yeah,
What else?
yeah.
What, your gas bill's going to give you a heart attack. Your fucking electric bill's going to give you a heart attack. Your fucking council tax might give you a heart attack. Everything. This is what I'm talking about. The abusive relationship. This is not how a fucking somebody that cares about its people treats people, right? This is downright fucking bollocks. This is an abusive relationship. You got to rid all fucking ties as many ties as you can with them, because if not, they'll fucking drag you right down. They're right cunts, aren't they? They're fucking for the bastards.
Most of the people, thankfully, most of the people in this chat don't need to be fucking told, thankfully, but of course you might get the odd listener who's still kind of like on the. It's still not decided yet, so you do have to keep that in mind. Like, but most of the people in the chat here fucking well tuned in, man. So,
Oh, yeah. We have to talk about something, don't we? Having an itchy arm one day could lead to heart attacks.
Honest to God, man.
Yeah,
Honest to
but
God.
your arm does. Your arms do hurt, when you're having a heart attack. That's how I knew I was having my second one, because I remembered it from my first. But, that's how... your arms does fucking hurt your arms. As fuck.
Coming too much can give you a heart attack.
What?
I said climaxing too much can give you a heart attack.
Well, you should know about that. Have you having chest pains?
Well, sometimes.
Chest pains. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I spoke to Super Leeds this week. He rang me on Saturday, and he rang me on Sunday as well. He's not doing too well. He's had a chest infection for last month or so, he says. He's been pretty much in bed all the time, so that's why we've not heard from him. But I had a phone call from him the other day. I had one on Sunday as well, which I was a little bit more concerned about, but don't want to go into that. But yeah, he's still around. That's what I just want to let you know. I'm fucking tuned to fuck, says Spanish Chicken. And if you're listening, Leeds, get in touch with me again, because I tried to ring you back on what is it today? Tuesday. I tried to ring you back yesterday. I arranged to ring you back yesterday dinner time, and I did, and he didn't answer. So anyway, so if you just fucking ring me or something.
Wanted to ask about Boris Johnson.
Oh, go on, yeah, Boris. Yeah, go on, ask us then. We know about Johnson.
Is he officially stepping down as prime minister?
I don't know. I don't know if
yes,
he's gone.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
I know he's gone, but is he gone? Is he still there?
He's gone. He's finished.
Is he not doing the caretaker manager thing? No.
Probably for a little while.
Okay, he's still there, isn't he? I mean, he might be gone. He's got no power or anything, but he's still there. But I can't believe they're letting him carry on. I did see some ridiculous article that said that he was intending on resigning on Monday completely, from the prime ministership, and then putting himself in the Tory leadership. But
he can resign, though. He can resign. This is my understanding, Jay. He can resign, but that doesn't mean that he steps down, because somebody has to stay in control of the helm. So he'll be caretaker until
he has to resign to the Queen. That's his resignation. He has to resign to the Queen. So now then, fucking put me P45 in post. Now then,
what exactly has caused this whole thing with Boris? What's ruined his reputation to the public?
Everything he's ever done, apart from get Brexit done. Everything else, it's only benefited anybody that's wealthy already. So that's what
he did get Brexit done. He did get that done, but since then he's done fucking nothing, man, and he's got no plan, and that's the problem. And all it takes is a fucking cold to come along, and then fucking everyone panics, fucking chucks their arms up in air, runs about like a fucking, like a fucking emaciated fucking spastic, and fucking just crackers. No plan. Nobody's got a plan. Who's got a plan? Do you know anybody with a plan? Yeah, actually, Liz Truss seems to be saying that she's got a plan, and her plan is to defeat Russia. Liz Truss, come on, give me a fucking
right up plan, isn't it? It's
Give
like
me a
me, where
fucking.
you're going to bank and saying, lend me 7 billion quid because I'm going to fucking
I don't know.
defeat Apple.
The,
I'm
the
going to
meme's
defeat Apple,
going.
give me 7 billion quid. And they say, well, what are you going to do with it? I said, didn't I just fucking tell you? I'm going to fucking defeat Apple. Give me the fucking money. Is that not good enough for you? You know, if you want me to fucking go higher, then, you know, I'll try my hardest. But, you know, I can only defeat Apple. 7 billion quid.
Yeah, Liz Truss is a joke in Russian circles, man. She really is, like, because she fucked up, like, when she was out in Russia doing her diplomatic service, like, and she was talking about places that as if they were Russian, but they weren't fucking Russian, man. She had no clue about geography or what the fuck she was talking about. She's a joke as far as Russia are concerned. And do you know what? This woman, I don't know. Hopefully they'll come up with somebody with at least a little bit of decent historical and geographical knowledge and enough wherewithal to perform a duty and service in the diplomatic front than she has to offer. So hopefully, like, you know, that some sense will come back to British politics, because she ain't got it. She's not got it, man. She hasn't got the support. She hasn't got. You know, she can't function really in a realistic set, like out abroad
No.
in the capacity as a diplomat. She has no trust. She has, in fact, like, she's inept
No,
as far
she's
as
got me.
as far as far as the foreign as far as the foreign ministers of many of these foreign countries. She's inept and totally incapable of performing that role. You know. So,
Yeah. Interesting that Tourist Party starts to collapse at this point. It's not interesting. It's fucking, see it coming a fucking mile off, can't you?
yeah, but it's not just the Tory party. Emmanuel Macron during the week, he's lost it completely. He had to be saved by the far right, the alleged far right there during the week, like Marianne Le Pen's party, actually saved Macron from total fucking defeat by sort of like standing by him, like, you know, because but he has lost control of Parliament in France. So and come here, hold on now. Here's an interesting fucking story. Now that we're on about fucking geopolitics, I was going to talk about fucking studies, scientific studies and all that, like, but yeah, here we go. Here's the headline, right? Date, rape, drugs wreck German Chancellor's summer bash, right? So Berlin, July the 9th. At least 9 women were given a date rape drug at an invite-only event attended by Chancellor Olaf Scholz and MP, his Social Democratic Party said last Saturday. There's quite a lot of emotion, a spokesman for the SDP's parliamentary group told AFP, confirming a report in the Berlin newspaper Tag Spiegel. I advise all those concerned to file a complaint, added the group's Kathia Mast on Twitter. A spokesperson did not rule out further chaos, adding to the 9 already declared. So here we go. Here's a party by the fucking SPD, the party that's in control in Germany at the moment, and they're embroiled in this date rape drug. Look, has this got hints of Let's Go Brandon's son, right?
Mm.
I was saying about 2-3 weeks ago about after the collapse of the Boris Johnson regime, that we should be on the lookout for the collapse of the German and the Italian governments next. So here we go. We got the first indication that the German government is about to be embroiled in a similar incident, which is like similar to what happened to Boris Johnson. It's all about sexual deviancy, right? You noticing the pattern here, sexual deviancy, because like this has been like the center of like the public side of what's been shown to the public about Johnson's problems with sexual deviancy in his party. But like, this is not what's going on. Like, this is a bigger fucking issue, man. And this is all related to the Biden presidency and about their policy in Ukraine. And this is like the collapse of the Western of the Western economies of the world, basically. Like, so Olaf Scholz, date rape drugs, 9 women already have made claims, and more to come probably. And this was a big event, man. This was a massive big event, and you could only get in there by invite. And God knows how many women were affected by this, and it just shows the degeneracy of the political parties of the Western world, and it also shows you how compromised they are, right? Because the fact is, this information is just not leaking out just because it's organic. This is actually very, very controlled, and somebody is clearly compromised, and they've been sent a fucking message. And this is the very same thing that's going on with Mr. Biden and his degenerate son. The very, very fucking same thing. Totally compromised, totally fucked up. It's all on video, and we have you by the fucking short and curlies.
Magic. Very interesting. Chris Partridge says, did you ever tell us how the police tried to get you for posting in Russian a few years ago? That fucking, remember when Russia were bad guys before? A few fucking years ago.
I think you might have mentioned it, actually.
I did mention it. They come to knock on my door. I'd posted something on Facebook in Russian, and I can't even remember what it were. And they came to knocked on my fucking door asking me about it.
I remember you were only talking about there just it's not a few weeks ago, but maybe about a month and a half ago. You were talking about this.
Oh, were I? Oh, right. I thought I'd not.
Yeah. You brought it up. You brought it up in conversation. I remember it. Like, now that we're talking about it, I remember you brought it up in conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that were when I were in. That were in a time when I had some shit with police, and just best to stop out of the way in it. When did political date raping become a bad thing? There you go. Tit and Bum Tabloid says that. You see, that's what they're doing. This is all seems to be all geared up, but it just doesn't seem to go anywhere. This Hunter Biden thing's been around for ages, hasn't it?
You might think that political date raping was like an organic thing that was part of the culture, but I don't think that this is the way it actually fucking works. It's like they get people off their fucking trolleys at these fucking parties, right? And they just drug everybody, right? So nobody knows what the fuck anybody's fucking doing, right? And then like they're open to being caught on video and doing stuff that they probably, if they were in their right state of mind, they probably wouldn't fucking do. Like, but this is what's going on. Like, you had 1,000 people at that party in Germany, 1,000 people, and God knows how many were affected by it. But clearly it's not an organic thing that happens. It's like very, very controlled. Maybe I'm fucking mad. Maybe I'm not seeing things clearly. But it just seems to me like that. This is far from like an organic fucking thing that happens. It seems like it's very, very fucking controlled, and that like there would be sort of like certain interests who would be sort of like probably able to do this to a huge crowd like this and be able to act with impunity and be able to get away with it. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm mad.
They fucking they're all a fucking bunch of cunts, like a lot of people have been saying in the chat room. Nick GB, evening mate, said Chris Arse Pincher put the nail in the coffin. Lol. I live in his constituency as well. Whoa, backs to the wall when he's going past, mate. You don't want your arse pinching by Chris the Arse Pincher. I mean, come on, for fuck's sake. Don't you remember that fucking one that were called Wiener? There was one called Wiener in America that kept getting his
right.
knob out. You see what I mean? We've got this arse pincher called Pincher. Come on,
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
fucking Christ. Have a day off, will you, please? It's like a fucking Disney film with all silly names. Mr. fucking Pincher over here, the fucking Mr. Wiener here, who's just standing in the corner going, oh, look at my knob, it's massive. Oh, my name's Wiener. Yeah, fucking giggity. Hey, fucking Jesus Christ. Chris fucking Pincher. Chris Partridge says, Chris Partridge sounds like Chris, but it might be Chris Pincher. Might not be, but probably isn't.
A pseudonym.
You know what I mean? Yeah? It says, Raconteurs News, he says, Liz Truss was the one that was absolutely outraged by the amount of cheese the UK imports. I mean, it does import a lot of cheese, though. I've got to admit that. I've got to prove like, but yeah, okay. That just shows you what she's fucking really interested in. And Sean Amos says, collapse of governments worldwide has to occur for sustainable development goals to be implemented. All part of the plan. Come on, guys, don't get distracted by the Leftminster Magic Roundabout. If we didn't have the Leftminster Magic Roundabout, we'd have nothing to talk about on here, would we? So, we've got to have that, haven't we? It's Westminster Magic Roundabout.
Right.
Stop. This show, we got what we're going to talk about. We have to talk about, stuff.
Uni's tips.
We'll get hair tips. Anyway, hair tip. We've got a small amount between three of us. We'll get tips on what mousse and that to use. What do you reckon, Uni? Do you use mousse?
I've got.
I don't know what that is.
No, you've got a bit. Yeah, you have. Yeah. There you go. I've got fucking note. It's all fucking gone. Blame me, father.
I'm just a fake wannabe baldy. I'm just a fake.
Oh dear. Fucking hellfire. Well, I think we're nearly about to end. We've got about 3.5 minutes left. Oh, you want to say, Uni, in these last couple of minutes? Come on, get us something so that we can go, Uni, tonight we're on form. Because don't forget, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Go.
Okay, so just want to say about this, what Spanish was saying earlier in the chat about the whole, people don't know about the collapse. Well, you can say stuff like that, but as soon as until you start seeing that in your, in your daily life, it doesn't really mean much of it. That's the way I look at things. I don't really care about statistics or articles or anything like that anymore. I usually don't really believe in something these days until I see it in my own day-to-day life.
So if it was possible, you've become more apathetic than you were before. And by the way, I've noticed, right, a couple of times, your left eye, your left spectacle glass has gone behind the RN logo. So that you've just been with one eye. So what's that all about? The all-seeing eye, Uni, you can't be doing that on this show,
joined the
man.
Illuminati, Jason. I joined the Illuminati.
Yeah, you are. We got proof now.
Yeah,
got proof.
I have joined, and now I am an inside agent now. I'm here to sabotage everything.
I like the poll you commissioned on Telegram. Did I commission a poll on Telegram? I don't think I did.
I don't think so. No, somebody else did. No, it wasn't you, Jay.
I can't. Thank you, Chris, but I can't take the credit for that. It weren't me. Uni, listen. Next week you've got to have that magic trick for us. That'll be. Everyone's going to be waiting. You've got an audience here. They're going to be waiting. They want to see what you can do. The great Unio. Or Taylor.
Here's a magic trick. One moment you'll see pants. The next moment you won't see them. How's that for a magic trick?
Did you see out there? Did you see out magic there, Jimmy? He just said something about pants, didn't he?
Pants, yeah. Kind of like Bart Simpson style.
Yeah.
No, but I've just
You're
been a
not going
little
to take
down.
your pants off, are you? That's not going to be that's not going to be a magic trick, right? That's not going to count as a magic trick. If you just take your pants off, that isn't going to count as a magic trick. Unless you pull an hanky out your arse that's got like 50 other hankies attached to it, and do that sort of thing where you out your arse.
Yeah,
That
but
would be a
no,
magic trick, taking your pants off.
but no, it's just it's been really hot recently, and honestly, it's been kind of just for me, extreme heat kind of gets to me, and it kind of makes me not feel as up as I would like to. So I'll try to be next time. Be a bit more in be a bit more into it, if that makes sense.
We all have off days, mate. We all have off days. Don't worry about it. But I just want you, to let you know, speak your. We might disagree and argue with you, but it don't mean to say we don't want to hear you. Hear what you've got to say. So don't look so dejected and down. It's you got all these friends here and that. So, and they want to see a magic trick next week. So it better be fucking good, because these, I tell you now, they're fucking rough as fuck. You'll never get out of building, out of fucking room if it's no good. Jimmy,
Yeah.
go on. Last a word from you, and then we're going to have to go.
Right. Okay. Well, I just want to leave with this particular study that I found during the week. A really, really interesting one. And for anybody who might be interested in reading about it, it's called "Prolonged Exposure to Silver Nanoparticles Results in Oxidative Stress in Cerebral Myelin." Right? Now, the abstract goes, currently silver nanoparticles, which are AGNPs, are frequently used in a wide range of medical and consumer products. Substantial uses of AGNPs are considered to create substantive risks to both the environment and to human health. Now, we're talking about silver nanoparticles like colloidal silver, stuff like that, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip through all the abstract. Basically, I'm going to go to the introduction of the article here. And I'll tell you what, if I just switch over to the window capture mode, and people might be able to read along with me. Silver nanoparticles are extensively used in a wide variety of medical and consumer products due to their strong antimicrobial properties. Increased usage potentially threatens human health. Therefore, there is a need to investigate adverse effects of AGNPs under conditions of prolonged exposure to environmentally friendly doses. Since our knowledge of the mechanism of AGNPs induce toxicity and specifically neurotoxicity remains insufficient. It is generally known that nanoparticles are very active structures which can cross cell membrane and interact with intercellular structures and molecules. And they cite a number of things here. So basically, what they're saying is that these colloidal silver and these types of products may not be the sort of like health solutions that we're looking for, right? What they're suggesting is that these nano silver doses are very, very detrimental to human health and can sort of, we're talking about like these particles crossing the blood-brain barrier. Now, I'm not going to, this is just one study. Now, more studies need to be done on this, but this is a published article. This is actually a published article, and I think that we sort of I know there's a lot of talk about colloidal silver and these silver nanoparticles and about how beneficial they are to human health and how to defeat viruses and all this sort of stuff. But I think people should be paying attention to what that particular study is saying there. And
well, I mean, it doesn't say that there's negative. Oh, did it say that it have a negative effect on your body?
It does. Yes,
it's helping people. I don't, even if it's a placebo, then it's.
No, that's not what it's saying, Jay. I've read the study, and it's saying it's showing seriously. It's accumulating like particles in the brain because it's crossing the blood-brain barrier, and it's causing neurodegenerative issues, like, you know. So I've been thinking about a lot of people who've been sort of like promulgating these silver nanoparticles on their websites, like, you know, like over like uh, over the years, like, you know, there's
Yeah,
loads
yeah.
of them. You know, you got your
Loads,
Alex Joneses
Yeah,
and your
colloidal silver anyway.
Nemos, and they're taking these products regularly, like, and I'm just wondering, are they aware of this particular study? Like, and if they were aware of this particular study, would it change their attitude towards their use of the product? Like, you know, so this is just one. This is just one study. This study needs to be replicated. It needs to be done 2 or 3 times just to verify that, like, this is actually what's going on, and that we're getting this sort of like accumulation of these nanoparticulates in the body, and especially crossing the blood-brain barrier and causing neurodegenerative issues. So, like, I'm not saying this is like in stone, but this is a study which has come out in the last 2 weeks. And
Yeah, well, you're letting people know it's there. If people want to look at it, they can look at it, can't they?
and it's published. It's actually published, so it's
Yeah.
accepted and it's published. So this is how science works. You know, science is never resolved. Like, it's an ongoing process. Like, well, when a paper gets published, it means it's got a certain amount of validity. You know, and that like their methods and their process has been sort of like verified and accepted. So, like, I just wanted to leave on that, Jay, that particular study with the nano silver shit, like, because
Excellent.
you know.
Yep. Excellent point. Excellent place to finish it. But a bit of a gloomy goose. I mean, you could end on a little bit, you know, a little bit more, you know, positive.
Well, look,
Gloomy goose.
I'll just leave on this, man. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Uni. And it's been a great chat. And that's my upbeat finish, you know.
There you go. It has been a good chat. It has been a brilliant chat tonight. Thanks, Uni. And thanks, Jimmy, as well. I'm going to be sticking around probably about half an hour in after, if anybody is wanting in on that. But Jimmy and Uni will probably still be here. So anyway, thanks to everyone who's been in the chat room, and thanks to everyone who listens at home and doesn't chat in the chat room. But that's fine. It's good. But we appreciate you, and tell anybody that might need us about us. But you know, don't spread it about too much, because
you get too big.
No, we don't want that. All right.
No,
thank you, everybody.
We don't.
We want to be back. We'll be back Friday, and we'll be doing this again, I suppose. I'm going to get guests lined up soon. I've just had so much shit on my plate recently, but I will get guests. I will get guests lined up.
Jay. You had 2 tonight.
But I mean, you know, guests, star guests.
Real,
you know what I mean?
Star guests.
Jimmy, you're part of furniture. You're part of furniture. So, you know.
Right, star guests. Star guests. I'll tell you what. The discrimination going on in this channel is up here.
What about the guests that I've asked about?
It's an absolute nightmare. Thanks, everybody. See you in a